All right, so today's video is on amalgam restorations. Sorry about that. And all right, let's get started. So question number one, what is something new that you learned from these videos? And I will say one of my classmates pointed out that on TikTok, I don't have TikTok, I know it's a very big platform, but I don't have a TikTok account, that amalgam fillings are very demonized over there. And I will say some of the reasons why people would be opposed to, these groups of people would be more opposed to getting work done, just not even amalgam in general, but just dentistry, would be religious reasons. I wouldn't say it's the religious reasons, but tight-knit communities of churches. I grew up in one, and they stick to a more homeopathic ways of curing themselves, like oil pulling and putting diatomaceous earth in their toothpaste, and trying to be more healthy because they have large families, which parents kind of fall under this category too, because they're just trying to do what's best for their kid. And if you type in online, is amalgam filling, that's all I typed, and they have toxicity, because what pops up if you just type in is amalgam filling, and that's it. It says safe, toxicity versus composite, removal, side effects. So if you're looking that up online, it can seem like, oh, they might not be as safe as they sound, because somebody already looked it up, and if you go down that rabbit hole, it would not be good. Like my doctor says, don't use WebMD. So it's our job as the dental assistants to assure them that it is quite safe, and we are not trying to poison them like Big Pharma. That's also another reason why people might be opposed to getting amalgam or dental work done, is because I wouldn't say dentistry falls under, it is under medicine, but they think we're, if you look at the list of ingredients, there's silver, mercury, and tin, I think, was another one. So those ingredients might be questioned. So we get to explain to them that no, that they're not going to hurt you, and that they are well formulated to a science, and you're not going to get hurt. So we'll have to explain that to our patients probably if we have to use amalgam. Also, another thing I saw was they have little glass wells. They're just cute. Nothing too crazy. They might be a little unfun to clean out, because I would have a hard time. If you see any leftover amalgam, you'll have to scrape it out. What types of different matrices did you see being used? The Toffelmeyer, the gingival retraction cord. There wasn't too many things in there going on. What types of isolation? Isolation, shield, cotton roll, a lot of rubber dams. What was the basic order and steps for this procedure? All right, I've got it written down. Hold on, give me. Okay, first off, you're going to use a diamond burr where the caries is most involved. Usually you'd be more in the center of the tooth, and you're going to want to go down the center groove to carve that out. That's usually where they do that, and where they make the cut. And then you're going to want to use a desensitizer with a microbrush for 30 seconds and dissolve with air. The amalgam will be prepared ahead of time. Usually they have little pre-mixed capsules, and you're going to load that up into your amalgam carrier. And before you pass it to your dentist, that's going to have amalgam in it. And then he's going to take the amalgam and he's going to put it in the retention grooves. And if you're doing a class 1, because composite is chemically bonded, they don't really need, there is some retention grooves, they're little itty bitty ones, but for amalgam, for like a class 1, they're going to have a shape like this, a very large retention groove. Like for composite, they'll do these little itty bitty ones, but for amalgam, they're going to have to do one like this, so that it doesn't come out through this, little tiny little slot. So they're going to take the amalgam and they're going to put it in here. They're going to make a layer. Then they're going to use a condenser to pack it down, and then they're just going to keep filling it up till it gets to till it gets nice and full, kind of up here. And then, you know, they're going to repeat. Since it doesn't need to be chemically bonded, it doesn't need to be light cured, so they're just going to go back and forth and condensing it until it's full. Then they're going to use they're going to repeat that, like I said, use an HVE to remove the excess, because we don't want it going down the back of their throat or getting lost. Then they're going to use a ball burnisher to smooth it. And I saw in the videos that they said that you need to keep part of, when you're smoothing out, part of it on the tooth and part of it on the amalgam, so that you get a nice little smooth edge. Sorry. The disco colloidal instrument, also you use that, and they said the same. You want to keep it on the tooth, and you're going to want to keep it on the amalgam. You're going to flatten that out. You use a round burnisher, and it takes 24 hours to set. Also, something I learned, because it says it takes 24 hours to set, that they said you want to polish it after that. Ashley said that's not usually the case. Usually the dentist is pretty good about making it nice, and even though it takes time to set, they're usually pretty good about getting it nice and polished, and they don't have to usually come back in after that 24 hours to get it polished. Yeah, unless there's a problem or they missed a spot. And you polish it with the green, the white polishers, and I saw some of them using the sand discs, but they usually stayed away from them, because sand discs they usually did for the proximal. They were very careful about not hitting that other tooth. Yeah, and there's one more thing. The 24 hours, the post-operative instructions. They said, like I said earlier, 24 hours to set, but you don't have to come back in to get that polished, because usually the dentist is pretty good about that. But the composite, it's set, it's not gonna move. The only thing you gotta worry about is the numbness going down. Amalgam, you have to worry about not messing it up, so no gum, no crunchy or sticky foods. You're gonna try to keep it nice and just safe, preferably more soft foods. And you're gonna chew, if you got the amalgam done on this side, you're gonna wanna chew on this side of your mouth. We're gonna avoid this for 24 hours. And also, like I said, avoid crunchy, sticky food, no gum. So post-operative instructions, no gum, chew on the other side of the mouth, and that would be about it.